you've ever been stranded on the side of the road, you know what a helpless feeling that it can be. Whether it's a flat tire, dead battery, or a broken belt, it can be super frustrating. Now, over the years, I've learned a few simple things to keep in my vehicle to help minimize this frustration. Let's get started. Now, if you change a flat tire with the jack and the lug wrench that come with the car that you've got, most likely you're going to figure out real quick they're kind of hot garbage. The best thing that I've found is to, first of all, upgrade to a bottle jack. Now, the beauty of a bottle jack is they're very simple. It's got a handle here, and you just simply crank this handle, and this will just jack the car up. Then when you need to let it back down, you're just going to take this, release this here, and when you do, it'll go back down. Very simple. Also, switching over here, we use a 4-way lug wrench instead of that weird Mickey Mouse thing that they give us most of the time. Yes, you only end up most of the time just needing the one. You can see here this one's a lot more worn than anything else on here. But the benefit of this is, first of all, you got a lot more leverage with this, so I can twist and turn with both hands. But also, if I ever need to stop on the side of the road and help somebody else that's using their Mickey Mouse lug wrench, I've got something, because most likely one of these sizes will fit their car. This 4-ton hydraulic jack on Amazon currently runs about $24 and has great reviews. Lug wrenches are also very reasonably priced on there as well. The bigger the wrench, the more leverage you're going to have, but just remember that these things are a little bit unwieldy to store, so just kind of keep that in mind. It's a bit of a trade-off. Whatever route you go, though, the most important thing is to get a jack that will adequately handle your vehicle's weight. Now, in this Suburban, I don't really have to use ratchet straps a whole lot, but if I'm pulling a trailer or if I have to load something in my pickup, a good set of ratchet straps is a lifesaver. There are some cheap pull-style straps out there that you can purchase, but in my opinion, you're just better off to get something that actually tightens as you ratchet. So what I mean by that is this style of strap here that you just kind of crank, and this will ratchet and tighten everything down. Remember, though, that these things have a lot of force, and if you've got much excess end sticking out, you're going to want to tie that up so that they don't end up flopping around the wind or hang up and catch underneath the tire and then bust your strap. I also like to put the ratchet mechanism over on the driver's side of a load, and I'm able to see it then with my rear view mirror a little bit easier on the driver's side. And typically, if that load moves around or anything like that, I'm going to be able to see it start to loosen on this side, because the weight of this ratchet will start to kind of allow that to kind of sag and hang down. This one's pretty self-explanatory, a first aid kit. The number one thing that we end up using out of here is Band-Aids and things like that when we're on a trip. Also, if I'm being completely honest, it's probably time to upgrade this thing, because I kind of think that we bought this at Walmart about 10 or 15 years ago. Nowadays, there are just some great options on Amazon for a very reasonable price. I'm also considering adding one of the little CPR masks that are recommended to help minimize the spread of disease and other things if you ever have to perform CPR. So over the years, I've plugged a lot of tires with this little kit right here. You know, it's funny, they're cheap, they're simple, and they work great for nails and screws and stuff like that in the tread of a tire. I know that you're not supposed to plug a tire on the front set, but I'm sure that I've done it in a pinch. So be sure and don't do that if you're not comfortable doing that. Also, too, you can't put a plug in the sidewall of the tire. It can only be in the tread. Regardless, this is a simple way to fix a tire in a pinch, and this is one of my most used items that I keep in here. The only thing worse than having car trouble on the side of the road is having car trouble on the side of the road at night. Now, we do have flashlights on our phones, but a dedicated flashlight is even better in my opinion. And I keep one of these adjustable headbands in here just in case if I'm alone at night and I need to have both hands free to work. You'd be surprised just how often I need a funnel. My daily driver is a 69 Chevrolet pickup that you see back there, and our family vehicle is this Suburban that's right here behind me. It's about 12 years old. Both these vehicles use a little bit of oil from time to time, and it's so nice to have a funnel in here handy just to add oil, whether I'm in the Walmart parking lot or wherever. This is way better than adding oil and missing the spout and all that stuff and dumping it down the manifold and then smelling it for the next 2 days. So I also keep a rag tucked in here as well. This just kind of helps to soak up a little bit of the oil that's in there, but also it's just a rag in case I need a rag. And then I just throw this all in a grocery bag. The next time you replace your serpentine belt on your vehicle, don't throw it in the trash. Keep it as a spare just in case you end up needing a replacement in a pinch. On this Suburban, the serpentine belt can be replaced very easily with a ratchet and a socket, so if it ever breaks and I'm on the side of the road, I can fix it and be back on the road in no time. Once I get back home, I can get a new one, but it definitely is nice peace of mind to keep this thing on hand. I always keep a few basic hand tools in my vehicles for obvious reasons. Pliers, 10-in-1 screwdriver, channel locks, crescent wrench, Phillips and flathead screwdrivers. You don't actually need enough tools to rebuild a motor or anything, but you just need enough to be able to do some simple repairs or tasks in a pinch. Oh, and they don't have to be super fancy either. Harbor Freight Specials here will do just fine. Jumper cables are a staple in any vehicle. It's not a case of if you have a dead battery, but when. A couple tips to remember are to make sure that the clamping mechanism on these are fairly substantial and decent, and then also the longer the better in my opinion. You'll be surprised how often your battery is dead and you're parked in a spot where you need to run across your car and possibly even the other car that's giving you a jump start. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing these. Also remember that red is positive and black is negative. Don't mix those two up unless you feel like doing some welding. A good toe strap will be your best friend one day. Whether it's ice, snow, or mud, one of these days you're going to probably be stuck and you're going to need somebody to pull you out. Get a strap that's rated well for your vehicle and it's fairly long. A chain could also work in this place too, so pick your poison. Always make sure that you hook off to something that's very solid, and remember that a strap can break, so don't be standing there beside it when the pulling starts. Let me know down in the comments below anything that you keep in your car and anything that maybe I left out. And if you're looking for videos on tools, be sure and click in this playlist right here.